No, I mean, Donald Trump was found liable for rape. He's a monster. Anyone who votes for him, however they want to spin it, they're voting for white supremacy.
If you won World War III, Kamala. If you don't want World War III, Trump.
It's going to be a world genocide. Trump is all for hate. We stand for peace, love, and prosperity.
Most interesting thing out of this election is that if Donald Trump doesn't become president, he's probably going to jail.
Because everything from him is like violent or racist, bigotist. Yeah, it is not just against blacks, it's against anybody of color.
Because I like what she represent. I like what she got going on. And
ladies and gentlemen, today we are in Detroit, Michigan. And yes, I know, to all my Canadians, before you guys say anything, and no, I didn't cheat on you guys. Originally, I wasn't actually gonna do one of these videos down here. I came here to shoot a little different project that's dropping soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But ladies and gentlemen, I was like, you know what? I'm in Detroit, Michigan. I might as well just ask the citizens who they're voting for. And I'm pretty sure we all know that. Oh my goodness, everything's loud down here. As I was saying, I'm pretty sure we all know that the American politics is more entertaining. There's more fire to it, you know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I might as well make a video here. Oh yeah, we are in Detroit, Michigan. This city is beautiful. This is my first time in Detroit. I heard a lot of things about this city. That's one of the main reasons why I'm here. Hopefully everything goes well. From what I heard, the Americans are pretty nice. I don't know. But yeah, once again, to all my Canadians watching, don't worry, I still love my fellow Canadians. And to all my Americans watching, I normally ask questions based off from what I know, etc., etc. If I'm asking the wrong questions, please don't criticize me. Just correct me in the comments. Who you voting for? Donald Trump or Kamala Harris? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, enough said. Let's go ask the Americans in Detroit, the citizens, I mean, who they're voting for between Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. What's your take on Kamala? What do you think about her?
Well, didn't we have Kamala just now for 4 years? Is the world better? We got war all over the place. Trump, you can say whatever you want to say about the guy, but he didn't start any war during his 4 years.
Yeah.
That's as simple as I go.
That's true. That's true.
You know, you've got Palestinians dying over there. You've got Ukrainians dying. Taiwan apparently is going to be the next target. Right? China, Taiwan. So we didn't have that before. That's the only way I see it.
What's the message for the people out there who are going to be voting for Kamala to get them to vote for Donald Trump?
The message is simple. I mean, if you won World War III, Kamala. If you don't want World War III, Trump. Now, he may start it, I don't know, but as of right now, he's the only one that I see stopping the train. Okay. If it makes sense.
Yeah, I understand, sir. Just like Spider-Man, that one movie scene when he stopped that train. That's what you're saying.
That's right.
Just like
that's
that.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Good meeting you.
Yeah. Nice meeting you too.
because I like what she represent. I like what she got going on, and don't like Trump. So that's my vote.
Yeah.
That's
why don't you like Trump, if you don't mind me asking that?
Because he got too much going on. He don't respect people. He don't respect the politics. He don't even respect the own people in his group and camp. So we don't need nobody like that in office.
Okay, I hear you. And what makes Kamala Harris qualified to become president?
All the things she did in the past. Like she got a good record. And that's pretty much it.
And what will be your biggest fear if Donald Trump gets reelected and put back into the office?
That Project 25.
And wait, what is that? Can you get to details?
It's basically, I guess it's everything he detailing what to do when he get back into office.
Yeah.
The cancel Social Security and all that, and we don't need that.
You don't need that?
We don't need that.
What's the message for the people out there who are thinking about voting for Donald Trump to get them to vote for Kamala Harris?
Don't do it.
Don't do it?
Don't vote for him. You're a scallywag.
All right, thank you so much, brother. Yeah, take care. Miss, who you voting for this Saturday?
Hey, y'all, my name is Paige, and I'm going to vote for Kamala because, you know, we got to support the girls. So, yes, ladies support ladies. Yep.
What do you think about Trump?
I think he be on his business about the money, but it's more than money in this country. Like, this country is not founded on money, even though people like to say it is, but there's more to money. Like, we have to think about our education, our systems, and I don't know if he's going for that. So, I don't know. I got to do some more digging. That's it. Thank you.
Well said. Yeah, thank you so much. Take care. Why am I over here?
Yeah, no, I'm wondering why you concerned about the the politics over here and not in Canada.
I'm just curious, us Canadians, we find, me personally, I think the American politics are more interesting. Just a lot of, I guess you could say there's more fire to it, basically, it kind of turns me up. It's interesting. But, brother.
Chaos is a better word.
Chaos,
for our politics,
for that.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
So I'm voting for Kamala, though.
And why are you voting for Kamala?
Well, I'm voting for her because I believe she'll do more for the people, but I don't think there's going to be any savior, but I think she's the lesser of two evils. I believe that Donald Trump is psychologically unstable.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, and what makes you, have that mindset? Like, what did you see?
About him, because of the things he says and his focal points.
Yeah.
Because everything from him is like violent or racist, bigotist. Yeah, it is not just against blacks, it's against anybody of color. Yeah, so.
Wait, you said Donald Trump is racist?
I believe he's a racist, yes.
What did he say?
Undercover racist. Yeah, people hide behind a lot of things, and politics is one of them. Because you can pass laws without exposing that you're a racist. Yeah. He wants to be in charge for a particular reason. He doesn't want to govern this country and make life better for everybody in the United States. He wants to make life better for him and people like him. Yeah, that's my firm belief.
Well said, well said. In your own opinion, with Kamala Harris being a woman, do you think that gives her an advantage on winning this Saturday?
I think it gives everybody an advantage. We need to perspective from all points, not just from the point of a man.
Yeah.
Because being a man, I know that men make mistakes that affect everybody.
Yeah.
It goes for the president too. It's known in the history. History of the United States has been a lot of presidents made a lot of bad mistakes that affected everybody.
Yeah.
So I think that having a woman president will just give us another perspective.
Yeah. And what do you think will be the first thing Kamala Harris will do for this country if she becomes president?
Well, I'm hoping that she'll do what she said about the tax thing, because that's one of my biggest problems with Donald Trump is being a rich man that doesn't pay taxes. When he was voted as president, that really bothered me. That was one of the things that completely turned me off from him, was the fact that he didn't pay taxes. And I don't think that's fair for anybody. I'm a poor man paying taxes. The rich man should have to pay them too.
Yes, sir.
So that completely shut me down from Donald Trump.
Based off, things I've seen on the news, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen, a lot of Americans are saying that with the migrant crisis, right? They're saying that the borders kind of got worse, more migrants are coming in, and they're blaming it on her. And what's your take with the migrant crisis? Would you say that?
I'm just going to tell you in a nutshell. My mind says that anytime there's a man in charge, the woman is not going to have much to say about anything. She might be able to advise, she might be able to nudge a little bit, but it's going to come down to that the man is going to make all the decisions. I don't think she really had anything to do with actual decision making. Yeah, she wasn't. Her influence wasn't necessary when Biden was the president. When while she was under his leadership, he made all the decisions. So they want to blame somebody, blame him. Or blame the policies that Trump started. Yeah, he created a lot of problems trying to build that wall. A lot of animosity in a lot of different cultures. So he started too. Okay.
All right.
So
thank you, sir.
Go back to work.
Yeah.
Jill Stein.
And what makes her qualified, in your own opinion, to become president?
Qualified. She does not support genocide.
Okay.
She believes in climate change. We've got two bad options. She's another option. I don't think she's going to win, but I think voting for her is notifying the two main parties that they're not working for us.
And my other question is, what do you think about the others, Donald Trump and Kamala? What do you think about them?
I'm disappointed with how things are going right now, is why I do not like Kamala Harris.
And what's going on? Can you inform us?
Yes. She is what'd she say? Unwavering in her support for Israel's self-defense.
And what do you think this country would head down if Kamala Harris gets elected?
I think it's not a great direction right now, and it'll just keep moving how it is, be similar, the same. I think we need change.
Anything you want to add on that, my friend?
No, I mean, Donald Trump was found liable for rape. He's a monster. Anyone who votes for him, however they want to spin it, they're voting for white supremacy, full stop. I don't see how anyone can support him. Harris, those people are not our enemies who are voting for her. I think we need to unite with, certain moderate Dems and figure out how to bring this country to a more peaceful and equitable, times where we can all look out for one another, put the environment first, put humanity first, and really just band together to make this what people think America is. Because right now, America is a country based and built on endless war and oppression, and that has to stop.
What's a message you have for the people out there to get them to vote for the person you said? Once again, I forget the name.
Vote for whomever you want, but we need to protest whoever wins because, we need to just be active and vigilant because police state is coming, man. Police state is coming. So let's keep protesting, stay active, and let's get active on the local level and elect candidates that represent us on a local level. That's how we do it. So I appreciate you guys. Welcome to our country. Yeah. It's home to so many mass shootings and terrible things, and but Detroit is beautiful. God bless this city, yes.
What's your take with the way things are going on in America?
Right now it's shaky, but just
What do you think has caused for things to be shaky in this country?
money. Everything going up, so that's what's making it crazy. The economy. I mean, groceries, rent, everything. It's just man, it's crazy.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, so that's why we at where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm working doing doubles, just to keep going. So.
And who you voting for?
I'm voting for Harris.
Why Kamala?
I believe she's gonna make it change. Because I just don't agree for the government taking away my rights.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a human. I got rights, and for a person to take that away, that ain't right. What I'm living for if you're gonna take away my rights?
Would you say that life has been harder for some Americans to live since Trump was, in office?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
What's a message you have for the people out there who are thinking about voting for Trump to get them to vote for Kamala?
Man, just vote for the right person. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you listen to all the right things, and whatever you agree to, whatever you stand on. If you feel, that person, the vice president, or you feel like they gonna make the right choices, then that's what you should go for and vote for.
Who you voting for?
Jesus.
Jesus, huh?
Yes.
What's one word of wisdom you got for people watching?
I got the messages that we need to come together. We can have more than one president, okay? The fight is not with Trump or with Kamala. We need to come together and let Jesus be the president.
Well said. Thank you so much.
Vote for Kamala Harris, because if you don't, it's going to be a world genocide. Trump is all for hate. We stand for peace, love, and prosperity, and we have to come together as one, as a unity. And don't even just put your votes in the ballots, because the ballot box, early voters, we have heard that they've been setting the boxes on fire. So we need to do what we did when Obama was in. You need to get out and vote. Everybody join as one in unity and get out and vote for Kamala Harris, because she's the one for us today, tomorrow, and forevermore.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, I actually just ran into my first Canadian down here. But let's just say that we're gonna pretend like he's American. But your brother, if you had to vote this Saturday, who you voting for?
Donald Trump.
Why Donald Trump?
Because I'm Albanian.
That's all? Wait, what's the message you have for the Canadians watching?
Yo, fuck city boy JJ.
Oh my gosh, we do not say that, sir. We're Canadians. Hey, bud. We're Canadians, remember?
It's okay.
I know we're in America today, but we're gonna stick to our culture. We gotta be Canadians.
Yeah, my bad.
Apologies. Hey, Matthew, be back. Forget, we're Canadians, brother. We gotta look professional all times. It doesn't matter if we're in Dubai. No, listen. No. It doesn't matter if we're in China. That's American. We don't see that back home, huh? We do not see that back home.
This is a movie.
Yeah.
We're in a movie.
But we're still Canadian, though. I know. You know what's crazy? Most Canadians, as soon as they get to America, they forget back home. Yes, they do. They forget about, as soon as they get, like, I'm in America, let me try to blend in. The money here is better, the women are better, the food are better. No, we stick to Canada, the maple syrup. We're sticking to that. We're sticking to our maple syrup.
I'm not Canadian.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
T'as dit que tu viens de Nova Scotia.
Oui.
Yeah, so arrête de mentir.
Oui.
Ok, c'est comme ça. All right, brother, be safe. Remember, Canadian. Be proud. Have it on your chest. Say that again.
Assalamu alaikum.
All right, brother, remember, have it on your chest. You're Canadian.
Actually, we don't vote here. We are from Brazil, but if we could, we would vote for Kamala.
Kamala, and you?
Of course, same.
Kamala, why Kamala?
She's the best candidate so far. Yeah.
Given the
Especially
options.
because of abortion laws. That's it. Don't have a lot to say because we are not from here.
I understand. What do you guys think about Trump?
Trump. We had
Hates us.
Yeah, he hates us.
So-
He doesn't want us here. So we're from Latin America, and he wants to ban people from Latin America from this country. And we kind of had a president who tried to be a version of Trump, but a Brazilian version, which was awful for Brazil. So we don't like him.
Explain this to me. What's going on here? What is this?
This is just a flyer.
Can you show them so they can see?
It's a flyer. It's just to help promote voting and the awareness to vote.
Yeah.
Because it's 44% in Michigan that haven't voted, and we're just trying to get everyone to vote before the election because it really does matter.
Yep.
Everyone's vote does matter. Your voice is very important, and I'm just trying to get everybody out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, to do their part. That's all.
Yeah, I hear, brother. First of all, I appreciate you doing, it's hard work, you being in the street, trying to get the people out there that didn't get to vote, and I'm pretty sure you already passed by, right? Already happened here?
Yes.
And who took over? Who won?
I'm not sure.
So my question for you is, who will you be voting for?
I'm not sure because, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen all of the commercials on
Yes,
TV.
I have.
And the negative things that they said about both parties.
Yes.
So I'm kind of confused on who to vote for. But I will say that Trump has, I would say, let us down the last time he was in office.
Okay.
But he also did pay a lot of people, so I'm guessing that's why a lot of people are voting for Trump. Now, Kamala Harris, I honestly don't know where she came from, but I guess I'm just hoping for the best. I really am. Whatever good for the economy, whatever good for our country, for America, I'm for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, and I see that you're not really with Trump. So you're basically saying that back in the days when Trump was president, things weren't well, right?
Right.
So my question for you is, when Donald Trump was president, what were some negative effects you have seen of his leadership, in your country back then?
Gas prices, food prices, taxes, income tax cuts that he's giving to all these billionaires and keeping people like us poor. Just things like that, that I personally find a problem with, and like food stamps, because not everybody can afford food and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's kind of targeting the black culture as a community, and I just disagree with that.
Yeah. Is it true that a civil war would break out in this country if Kamala Harris wins? That's what I'm hearing as a Canadian.
Once again, I'm not sure on that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure at all, but I honestly feel that it would be a war regardless.
Okay, you think so?
Yes, because I don't feel that Trump is any better than her, but I don't feel that she's any better than Trump.
So there's no good answer. There's no two good answers right here, huh?
Not at all.
Oh wow.
No.
Scare you? Does that scare you a bit?
I mean, it does. That's why I personally volunteer myself to partake in this, because of how important it is. Once again, for our country, for America, and I just don't think people taking it as serious. I get a lot of people that I talk to on a daily basis that says they don't even care, and
sure.
Little do they know that this election is going to affect their household, their families, and things of that nature. And I'm just trying to spread that message. That's all.
Kamala.
Can you get into details why Kamala, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, to me, she was already in office with Biden, so she pretty much can just pick up on where he left off at. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And just take it from there, as opposed to the other candidate who really is not in touch with what's going on in society.
What's your take on Donald Trump?
Well, I just think he's out of touch with what's going on in society, and I live in Detroit, so of course I had my own opinions about what he said about Detroit, because I think that Detroit has come a long ways.
Yeah.
And I think he should have been more precise when he started talking about Detroit.
Yeah.
As far as what's going on here in Detroit, is to just label it and say that of all the places you wouldn't want to end up like Detroit. I think he should have specified exactly what he was talking about.
Okay, well said.
Because there's a lot of good and bad things going on in Detroit.
Yeah. What would be your biggest fear if Donald Trump gets reelected?
Well, I can only go by what I see on TV as far as commercials or whatever. But to me, the biggest thing would be if he reduced the amount that the seniors was getting as far as Social Security benefits. I think that would be a low blow. And then also to take away any of the medical.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody has some type of medical illness. Some of it brought on by age. A lot of it is brought on by what we eat and what we, you know. So I think that we should at least have our Social Security benefits increased. And also, you know, the medical insurance to continue. But then they really need to dabble into how they're gouging the prices on where we live at as well.
Options. There's like the option for horrible, gonna run the country into shit, and the status quo, which objectively isn't the greatest. That being said, I don't feel great, but I feel like I'm voting for the lesser of two evils. If I had my way, I'd be voting for Bernie Sanders, but he's an old man. I'd really like it if we had some sort of like healthcare where my grandma could go to the dentist to get her teeth fixed, but we're not in a position because we've shifted so far to the right that even our left of center politics is kind of like moderate right. So it's kind of like the lesser of two evils between Kamala and Trump, but so I'm doing that for damage mitigation. I'm voting for damage mitigation and not for somebody who's earned my vote.
Yeah. And my question for you is, what's something they did for you to have that mindset? Because you're saying that it's in between of two of less evils, right?
Sure.
And like, what made you have that mindset on them?
I guess I haven't felt a lot of personal impact by either candidates that made me feel like they've earned my vote or they contributed something or did something that actually has impacted me. And so in the terms of like the lesser than two evils, that's a good question. Being put on the spot, I can think of a lot of things that I don't like about Kamala. Like the one big common one is like her being like, oh, hey, smoking weed's really bad, and then locking up a bunch of people and then coming out like on Charlemagne the God and be like, yeah, I smoke weed, I like Snoop Dogg, that's dope. And I was like, hey, you know, kind of putting the cop in the office or all that sort of thing. And there's a lot of things that Trump have shifted as well. You know what? Now that I think about it, it's not just Trump in general, but it's kind of just like all politicians have done stuff that have been unable to impact me effectively and have done things like cost of living, some sense like the border crisis, yada, yada. I say yada, yada when you're asking for examples. I'm trying to think of more examples on the spot, but that's about it. Yeah.
And what would be your biggest fear if Donald Trump or Kamala gets elected?
I cashed out my 401k. I don't have any fears. I started buying seeds. I worked on the farm. I'm kind of just preparing for the worst. Yeah.
So you're preparing for the worst, huh?
Yeah. So that's it. Just take care of your neighbor. Everything will be okay. When it comes down to it, at the end of the day, no politician is going to make a huge difference in our day-to-day life. It kind of comes down to us and the people to bond and take care of each other. So, no matter what happens, just take care of each other. Golden rule.
Correct me if I'm wrong. As a Canadian, from what I heard on our media side, I'm hearing that a lot of Americans are saying that a civil war would break out in this country. Is that true? If Donald Trump gets elected, or Kamala, mainly they're saying with Kamala, if Kamala gets elected, a civil war would break out. What's your take on that?
Sure. So I think that's just a bunch of like big smoke and talk. I don't think that's legitimately in the cards to happen. I feel like people don't understand what it's like to be in a dire situation, and a lot of them are just cosplaying as people who are. Sure, there might be some like civil or like terrorist wings or groups like that who go out, but I think for the most people, it's just a lot of big talk, and they're just like, oh, you know, not my president, blah, 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 blah. But I don't have any fear of that legitimately happen. I think that's just,
This is all talk?
I think
all talk, huh? In your own opinion, do you think the elites fear Donald Trump?
That's a good question. Can you define elites for me?
The higher ups, yeah.
So
like the higher ups.
Politics?
Yeah.
Like in corporate?
Yeah.
No, I think a lot of the corporate companies are favoring Donald Trump. It seems like they offer a lot of like tax incentives and breaks to that level of people, which you would consider elite. And I think they're actually kind of pulling for them, in my opinion, and which makes sense. If you follow the money, I think you could get the clearer picture. And I think a lot of it is Donald Trump is giving a lot of benefits to the elite that would cause them to vote for him or support him or try to shift in that favor. I don't think they're afraid of him.
In America, coming from my Canadian side, we see that you guys have a huge migrant crisis. And my question for you is, like, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think the people coming to the border should have opportunity if they go through the full process. and we actually need workers. So we actually need people to come into the country because we have a very low birth rate. So I think we're about 1.2 per family children, and that's too low to continue the growth, economic growth. We have huge economic growth right now, post-COVID. So really, we've come out of it in a very positive way post-COVID. I think it's a lot of rhetoric against immigration. I'm an immigrant. My family was immigrated from Ireland. And so America is immigrants. It's a melting pot of immigrants. So to put them down or to say that they're no good or they're rapists or they're whatever criminal.
Yeah, I see that some people call them aliens.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they're people. They're people looking for a better life. If you see what's happening in Venezuela, Cuba, some of these other countries, a quarter of their population put on a backpack and walked out the door. I think that takes a lot of guts. I think it takes a lot of determination. Man, that's what we need. So come on in. Now, you have to go through the regular process. And the idea that everybody's bringing drugs into the United States, most of the United States that comes in, drugs that come into the United States actually comes in through Americans, bringing it in from the border. So you're blaming it on the wrong people. And so looking at them just as we would anyone else. You like opportunity, you sign up and go through the proper channels. And I think it would be great for our country to start treating them in a better way.
Now, with everything you just said, who will you be voting for? As we can see, Harris. If you don't mind me asking, why Kamala Harris?
Yeah, why Kamala Harris is an intelligent person who values freedom, values other people's opinion, doesn't make stuff up from what I can see. If somebody can show me that she's making stuff up, I'd certainly be glad to take a look at that. Donald Trump, obviously, we know who Donald Trump is. I think most people do. And that's not what we need in the United States of America. We need somebody who actually knows what they're doing, is not looking for chaos. We don't need to have your name every day in the paper as President of the United States. And also who knows foreign policy. How do you work with Canada? How do you work with Mexico? You're our best trading partners, Mexico and Canada. Why treat them poorly? Why not? We all can have prosperity and opportunity. It doesn't need just to go to a small few. Open it up to everybody. And I think Kamala Harris wants to do that, is open opportunity to everybody, where Donald Trump only wants it for a small few.
I see. And with Kamala Harris being a woman, do you think that kind of gives her an advantage on winning the election?
I don't know about an advantage, but I think you can look throughout history and look throughout the world. I don't think it's a weakness to be a woman, and I know some men will perceive that as a weakness. You don't have to be able to do 100 push-ups or bench press 500 pounds to be president. All you have to do is have good people around you who give you good information, how to process that information, know how to process it, and then make good decisions. So if you made good decisions, you can see that all through your life. It looks like she's made some really good decisions. Mr. Trump has made some very bad decisions, and that's why he ended up where he is right now, which is 94 indictments, looking at jail time. Most interesting thing out of this election is that if Donald Trump doesn't become president, he's probably going to jail.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah. That tells you a lot about a person.
Do you think that if Donald Trump does win this, do you think that he could be a dictator for the Americans?
Absolutely, yeah. That's the whole setup. America and a lot of other countries have been teetering on this. Just a brief reading of Canada, it looks like Justin Trudeau is struggling right now, and the very far right wing is gaining momentum. I think that's happening throughout the world because people are always looking for change, and they always like to blame somebody. And so we like to blame immigrants. Donald Trump was actually held liable for sexual assault. So why blame immigrants for that if you're your own president? How can you blame other people if you're committing the same crimes? And it's disingenuous. Kamala Harris hasn't broken the law. She hasn't caused any of this chaos or said these kind of crazy things. And again, it goes back to the first question, misinformation. How do you, if you only watched one channel in the United States, Fox News is a good example, you would be misinformed. You're not getting all the information. Just like if you're a Democrat and you're only watching a Democratic one channel, you're probably misinformed as well. So you have to get 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 areas of your information, and then you can start to see what's true, what's not true, get some varying opinions. I'm certainly willing to sit down and listen to anybody, not yell and scream. Ask them questions, let them ask me questions, and then we probably have more in common than we don't. But if we don't talk, then we just assume that we don't have things in common, and we want to hurt the other person, or they're bad. I think we've gone to the level in America, is that person's evil? No, they're not evil. They may disagree with you on guns, abortion, immigration, whatever, but they're not evil, and they just have a different opinion. And so, can we compromise and come to an agreement? And we've gotten to the point where no, we can't even sit down and talk with you, and that's not going to work. Kamala Harris is willing to talk to the other side, independents, anybody else that wants to provide input, so that she can make the best decision for everyone, not just for a small group of people. And I'm sure Canada's, a lot of Canadians are the same way. Everybody should have opportunity. Why not? Why should it only be a small group of people? It should be shared. And when you are somebody who helps lift other people up, then they get the opportunity to go help lift somebody else up. And if that just keeps continuing, you won't have war, you won't have anger, you won't have hate. You'll have people coming into the border. The border has always been an issue because on the Mexican side, it's a contested border, right? Mexico says that's really our land because you took it from us. Disagree or agree, you can have that discussion. But they certainly deserve to be treated like human beings and with dignity. Especially as a Christian person, you treat everybody with that, with respect.
I agree on that. In your own opinion, do you think the elites fear Donald Trump?
No, I think a lot of people that are billionaires actually surround Donald Trump and actually endorse him. And the reason being is because he wants to give them major tax breaks. And then the burden of that taxes would be on the people. Right, so he wants to say to Canada, hey, I'm going to tax you 20% tariff of everything that comes to the border. The only challenge with that is you don't pay, we pay, because the importers pay, not exporters. And so he doesn't seem to have the information correctly of how tariffs work. And why should we tax you? If you can make something that helps us, or if we can make something that helps you, why not allow that to be a free flow? And that used to be the Republican Party. Conservatism was allowing the free flow of goods and services between countries. And now he wants that to be greatly restricted. And I just don't think that'll work out well for either one of us.
He's educated me.
That was nice to